Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Vince and I'm the creative director at Revo's Photos. Today I want to give you guys tips on how to choose the right wedding photographer. Choosing the right wedding photographer is so crucial. And the reason being is because they're going to document your memories of that entire day that's going to last you for a lifetime. So you're either going to love it for a lifetime or you're going to hate them for a lifetime. And it's the difference between a successful wedding day and a terrible wedding day. To be able to look back at your experiences at your wedding in fondness with awesome memories and to really fall in love again with your partner. I know that this is such an important day for you and I want to help you choose the right wedding photographer. So I'm going to give you 3 things to consider. Number 1, you must love your photographer's photos. You look at their portfolio, you look at their website, you look at their Facebook page, and you love their work. And that's just something that you're attracted to their work. Now maybe there's some photographers out there who have similar work, and then you spot one that is just your style, right? Each photographer has a different personality. Each photographer has a different style. And when you're looking at the portfolio, if it comes out at you and it's something that you like, then that's the first thing that you should consider. You should consider their work first and foremost, because when you look at their portfolio, more than likely, those are the types of photos that you're going to be getting on your wedding day, right? They're going to have a similar style. They're going to have a certain look. They're going to have a certain appeal. They're going to have a certain feel to it. And all those things are going to add up to what your photos most likely will look like. So if you like their photos, then that's a safe first step. You look at their photos, you look at their portfolio, and you like the photos. Number 1, that's the most important thing, that you like their photos. And the reason why is because this is going to happen once. This day happens once for you and your wife, or you and your husband, and you want to be able to look at these photos and cherish them. You want to be able to put them up on your bedroom. You want to be able to show them to family and friends. You want to be able to look back at them at anniversaries. And it's so important that you capture this day just the way you want it. And if you look at the portfolio and you like the photos of the portfolio and you like how they've captured different weddings, then more than likely you're going to like how your wedding is captured as well. Number 2, like your photographer. I don't know, this is so important. You may like their photos, but if you don't like your photographer and you guys don't get along well and there isn't chemistry and you're annoyed at them, or you don't like how they handle you, you don't like how they talk to you, you don't like their personality, then that's going to reflect on your photos. Remember, you're spending an entire day, sometimes 12 hours, 14 hours with this person. You must like this person. If you like them and you guys jive and your personalities match and you get along and when you see them you're happy, then great, go with them. But if you see them and you're all of a sudden, angry or upset or annoyed, then, don't do it. I've seen weddings where you could tell that the bride was noticeably annoyed at her photographer. And I wasn't the photographer, all right? I was not that photographer, but I was looking at the photographer and I saw the photographer, asking her to pose and do different things. And she actually said, and she kind of murmured under her breath to her groom and to the other family members, "I don't want to take photos anymore. I don't want to take photos anymore." That's not the attitude that you want to have on your wedding day. You want to be with a photographer that you know is going to make you look beautiful, is going to make your future husband look handsome, is going to make you both look absolutely stunningly in love, and you guys want to be on the same page as that, where you know that when they're taking those pictures, it's going to look great, and you're not visibly annoyed at your photographer, because no matter how dressed up you are, no matter how beautiful you look on that day, no matter how handsome the groom is on that day, If you're annoyed at your photographer, annoyance is going to show on the camera. The camera captures so much of what's happening in your facial muscles and in your eyes and in your body language that attitude and that feeling is going to be captured on the camera. So if you don't like your photographer, don't go with them. That's not the attitude that you want to have on your wedding day. You want to be with a photographer that you know is going to make you look beautiful, is going to make your future husband look handsome, is going to make you both look absolutely stunningly in love, and you guys want to be on the same page as that, where you know that when they're taking those pictures, it's going to look great, and you're not visibly annoyed at your photographer, because no matter how dressed up you are, no matter how beautiful you look on that day, no matter how handsome the groom is on that day, if you're annoyed at your photographer, annoyance is going to show on the camera. The camera captures so much of what's happening in your facial muscles and in your eyes and in your body language that attitude and that feeling is going to be captured on the camera. So if you don't like your photographer, don't go with them. Make sure that not necessarily from the get-go that you guys are best friends, but that there is a level of respect there, that you respect this person, that you think highly of their work, because that will allow you to enjoy the process of taking photos. That will allow you to enjoy that day. And the more you're enjoying it, the more you're having fun, the more really you'll be able to show that on camera. And that will reflect from your photos. Your photos will look happy, will look romantic, will look fun, will look engaging. And the reason why is because you're enjoying your time, right? You can't really fake it. I've seen some photographers where they've gone out and their bride was just, not happy. And I'm all for the bride. I am 100% for the bride. And if you're a groom and you're watching this right now, I love you and I respect you, and I will make you look absolutely handsome. But if the bride is happy, the groom is happy. If the bride is miserable, the groom is miserable, the family is miserable, everybody is miserable. I am 100% for the bride. It is your day. I want you happy on that day. I do everything that I can in my power to make sure that the bride is happy. That should be a priority for photographers. So you should have this relationship with your photographer where he understands you and he sees where you're coming from. But number 3 thing that you should consider, and if you disagree with me, that's totally okay. This is my opinion, and I'm trying to help you out here after my experience in doing weddings and seeing weddings and being involved in so many different events, how important this is. And the number 3 one that it is important that I would have you consider, but it's not as important as the first 2, is your budget. Now, some of you might have your budget as your number 1 priority, and it's good to set kind of a goal, and it's good to set a standard in which, okay, well, this is how much I'm willing to spend. That's good. But remember, like anything else, you get what you pay for. Unless you're going with a photographer that somehow they're doing a special deal and it's discounted on that day, or there's a promotion happening right now, or you got a coupon or something. If you're getting low prices right off the bat from your photographer, then there's a chance that your photos will look low budget, will look low quality. And I've seen this where people have just said, my budget is this, and they hired someone who was just fresh out of school, or they hired someone who, had very minimal gear. I've actually seen a wedding where a photographer came in a D5000 with a kit lens, and in layman terms, that's not a professional camera that you use for weddings. They came in with a D5000 with a kit lens. I'm not knocking off Nikon, I use Nikons, but they came in with a D5000 with a kit lens, and they were using the pop-up flash. This is for a wedding. And I just knew that their photos are gonna look like point and shoot shots. Their photos aren't gonna look like anything different than anybody else's shots. And I felt really bad. I felt really bad for the bride and groom because, they're not gonna get those great memories. The day's happening once, and they set their budget so low that they're paying for the reception, and they're paying for the dress, and they're paying for all the attire and the accessories and the honeymoon, and paying for everybody's food to eat and the ceremony and for the DJ, and everything else, and unfortunately, the day is going to be lost in time. You know, that's what photography and videography does. It captures that moment in time so that you can relive it. It encapsulates it. In that, you can keep coming back and you can keep reliving that moment. But if your pictures, for lack of a better word, suck, and look like regular iPhone pictures or point and shoot pictures, or someone with a DSLR that doesn't know what they're doing with it set on automatic, then you're not going to be able to relive that moment again. And that's why I say budget should be the third thing that you consider. Yes, absolutely, budget is important, and I understand a lot of us are trying to save money and you want to get the most bang for your buck, and I completely understand that. Maybe you're a more practical person and you're just going, I don't really want to spend too much on this because I want to spend it on the honeymoon, I want to spend it on the house that we're going to get, you know, I want to think about our family in the future, and those are all considerations that I absolutely 100% understand and 100% see. But definitely consider that when you're paying for a professional, in most cases, like the old saying goes, you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. When you're looking for a wedding photographer, definitely consider those two things. Love their work, number one. Love their personality, number two. Make sure you guys jive. And number three, consider your budget. Are you over budget? Is there any way, if you love the photographer's work, is there any way that he can fit it around your budget? Maybe he'll only shoot for 6 hours instead of 12. Maybe he won't include the raw files. Maybe there'll only be one shooter. I don't know what it is. Maybe you can try and negotiate around that. But definitely, if you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars on other things, you want to be able to ideally spend at least 10 to 15% on your photographer, right? It's a one-time event. It's a one-time event that is so important to you. Allocate enough money and enough resources to be able to capture that event. Well, I hope that's helped you guys out, and I hope that it's given you something to think about when you're choosing your wedding photographer. I want you guys to have wonderful memories for your wedding photos and to be able to keep them for a lifetime. And if that's helped you guys out, then I'm glad. You can check us out at www.revosphotos.ca. You can call me, you can send me an email, you can comment below, you can subscribe, you can contact us in any way you want if you have any questions, or if you're looking for a wedding photographer yourself and you'd like a consultation and you'd like to see some of our stuff, then please go ahead and contact us. Thanks for your time. Again, I'm Vince Revo from Revo's Photos, and we'll see you guys next time.